Hi, my tubies. Sheila True Love here with you again, and we are going to talk about Jefferson versus Jefferson. And you see how I spend my Sunday for now. Well, this Sunday I'm doing it like this because usually I have other things on my plate. I have my friend Michael coming over tomorrow. Yay! He's gonna be over here tomorrow at around I don't know what 9, and he gets off work. But he has his family that lives up here. His sister lives up here. His aunt lives up here. So he's going to be up here tomorrow. And like I told you before, we have to talk, Michael, with this long distance nonsense. Because, he's in the Bronx and I'm over here. So when he comes over tomorrow, yeah, we got to talk. Because I don't think this is working for me. But anyway, he's coming over tomorrow. I'm going to have dinner ready. I'm going to look really great. I get off work. I get home by 6. I got to rush home real quick. I bought a couple of new outfits. Nice, cute outfits. And I got my nice perfume, all the whatever. Dinner done. And I got the candle lights ready. Oh, yeah. We do candlelight, darling. We do candlelight. You see the candles? We do candlelight dinner. Yes. With me looking all gorgeous and smelling fantastic. That's the way you do it. And that's what my plan is tomorrow. Anyway, well, let's get into this. Okay, and you know how we do. We already listen and then we shed our viewpoint on it. We shed light on matters, or at least give a different outlook, a different perspective to the what's being said. That's what we pretty much do. I think I get enjoyment out of it because the topics that they talk about I find to be interesting and contemporary. And this is pretty much what a lot of people are actually going through this day and age. That's why I like doing this. He said or she said and then I said. How about that? Here we go.
Just went downhill. What do you mean?
Well, I just thought that it was going to be our happily ever after, Yana. So I thought that we were going to be together forever, basically. Mm-hmm. And then I found out that I couldn't trust him, and he just wasn't.
When and how did you find out you couldn't trust him?
Over the years, there was just things that weren't adding up. I lost a lot of friends during the course of our relationship because I thought that they were pursuing him, but I found out that he was actually pursuing them. It started with a phone that he had. He had a secret phone. And also just on the tablet, he was really sloppy with hiding evidence, Your Honor. He just left emails open.
How many friendships do you know that has been destroyed because the woman felt that her girlfriends was coming on to her man? I hate that. I hate that. How can you do that? You know? We're supposed to be besties before testies. Besties before testies. And I know you got some women who are trifling and they're out there doing things like that. But hopefully you have already recognized those type of women. You already know those type of women. They don't have no morals. They could tell you how I've been with a married man. They could tell you how, yeah, he has a girlfriend. You automatically know not to even try to befriend things like that. You could talk to them and hang out with them, because I had a couple of my hairdressers, you know what I'm saying? They come to my house. I have my hairdressers come to my house. A couple of my hairdressers are prostitutes, and they don't have no shame in their game. They don't have no shame in their game. At the same time, do you honestly believe that I would want those type of females as a friend? No, they're just there as my hairdresser, and they give me the latest tea. They keep me up on the latest tea, and that's it, you know. Another way I found out that my ex-husband, the narc, one of my hairdressers had already been busy with him. She had sex with the guy. And then I was at a bus stop, and I had two females. It was catching the 18 or the 13 bus, whatever, that way in Washington, whatever. And we was talking, and I start talking about things, and then I end up making them laugh. And when you make people laugh, they start to open up and whatever. And then we started talking about relationships and blah, blah, blah. And then I was talking about my husband and this. And then I showed a picture of my husband to them. I showed a picture. They both looked at each other real quick. Because these were two females who were professionals, as they call it. They're prostitutes. And when I showed his picture, they both looked at each other real quick. They said, "Yo, baby, that's your man? That's your husband?" They looked at each other and started laughing. And I was like, what's up? What's the joke? And it was like, yo, baby, let me tell you something. They called me baby girl. Do I look like a baby girl? Really? Okay, baby girl, let me tell you something. He's not faithful, girl. He is not faithful. You know? And I was like, he's not what? What are you talking about? I was like, maybe you got the wrong person because he tends to have a face that looks like so many other people. I don't know, girlfriend. I don't know. But they was like, yo, baby girl, I'm sorry to tell you. Because these are two women who are prostitutes. And they've already sat up there. They know what he's all about. They've already drained his lizard. And so me, being a curious person, I was kind of sexy he liked. When he was with prostitutes, I want to know what he made. He likes blowjobs. But he don't want oral sex unless you let him pop off in your mouth. He wants that. Because if you're not going to let him ejaculate in your mouth, he's not satisfied. He's not a happy camper. Because at home, he wasn't getting that. I don't mind him jacking off in my mouth as long as you got a condom. And why am I like that with him? Because when we was dating, at one point or whatever, he was going around here sleeping around with people. He had sex with people without a condom. And you know how I realized that? He gave me trichomonas. He gave me a STD. So why would I sit up here and let someone just sit up here and pop off in my mouth when I know this character has already given me an STD? You gave me trick, son. Because I told you, I'm at the clinic every 3 to 6 months. I'm always checking everything. I told the doctor, I want to be checked for everything. Did you come here for the HIV testing? That, and I came here for syphilis, gonorrhea, trichomonas, HPV, anything else you could think of, Doc, I want to be tested. And when I was tested, everything came back beautiful except for he gave me trichomonas. So then I knew that he had cheated. That goes to show how tacky you're going to cheat, and you got the nerve not to even use a condom. You didn't even care about how you could have. And what if that wasn't trichomonas? What if it was HIV or AIDS? What if it was? You remember the time I told you he bruised my face? That's what the fight was about. You sat up here and you gave me an STD. And when I talked to him about it and I brought it to his attention, he hit me. And you know me, honey. I started hitting back and we got into a fight. But he bruised my face. And the reason why all of that transpired is because he couldn't keep it. He gave me an STD. And if it was AIDS, what would he? I'm sorry, babe. All he could have said was, I'm sorry. You sorry? How you figure sorry is going to suffice? I got to take these pills. I got for the rest of my life. I'm going to have diarrhea. I'm going to have pills that my body react to. Crazy. Don't think that just because Magic Johnson is looking like he's okay, he's going through it. He's going through it, honey. Because I've dealt with people and I've been around people and I've nursed people and I've helped people who have HIV and they have to take these medications. It's not pretty. Because the medications have a certain reaction to them. And all he could have said to me, I'm sorry, babe. Oh, yeah, okay. This was a trifling. You see why God removed that character out of my life? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's why him and I got into a fight. He goes around telling people, no, she was drinking. I got to show you another picture where I had bruises on my body, whatever, because we got into another fight. Why? Because of me going next door and his insecurities. His insecurities. And then he goes around and tell everybody, no, she was drinking and the police must have did that to her. Look, honey, I've never had no police abuse me. Come on, let's keep it real. I work with lawyers. So if a cop would have abused me, you don't think I would have taken out a lawsuit to get paid? I could use the money. No, there was no cop that ever abused me. ever. But he'll sit up there and tell everybody because he's looking for, how you say, flying monkeys. You know what that's about when it comes to this narcissistic nonsense. They got those flying monkeys. They talk bad about you, and they want everybody to believe that you were the wrong person. No, you know what I'm saying? Let me tell you something about these flying monkeys and why you should not concern yourself with them. Because anytime someone is willing to listen to one side of the story and not both sides, then they're idiots. You see why they call them flying monkeys? How are you going to sit up there and believe what he told you when you haven't heard what I had to say? You haven't heard my side. And after you hear my side, then if you want to make a judgment or determine something, at that time, then you can. But with these flying monkeys, because I met them. He sat up there and talked negatively about me. And then when they met me, they was like, yeah, he's not so bad and blah. Really? He's not so bad? Oh, so what you're trying to say is that I was the one who was the problem? Yeah, I think you need to call his sister. How many times did his sister have to throw him out? That's his flesh and blood, for God's sake. His sister was trying to help him out on numerous occasions. Took him in when he had nowhere to go. And what happened? His sister ended up having to what? Kick him out. He was in another relationship. The woman ended up biting a piece, and you can look at his ear. She bit a piece of his ear off because the man was abusing her so badly. She took out an order of protection, and of course he ended up in jail because he violated that. So is it really me that's creating the problem? Okay, let's look at some more history. The last place he lived. What is her name? Miss Audrey? Or Audrey? I can't recall her name at the time. This woman, ebony woman, mind you, because he wants to sit up here and try to say that white people are so much better and they understand. This is an ebony woman who was helping him out. Okay? He had a room. He kept messing up on the rent. He had prostitutes in and out of the place. Now keep in mind, this is a rooming house. It's a rooming place. You have other people to consider. You have to have consideration for other people. You know a narcissist don't have nothing like that. You and I both know that. Now, he had prostitutes coming in and out, knocking at the door. One of them was so drunk that she was screaming all outside the door, and all the other tenants are like, whatever. The woman has to install cameras in her house. She had to spend not thousands, but hundreds of dollars to install a camera because she used to travel. She used to go over to her people's house or go get laid, wherever she used to go away on a regular basis, go get laid and get done, and she was well on her way. But she had got so many complaints from the other tenants about this ex-narc of mine, so that way you get to see it had nothing to do with me. The end point, she gave him 1 chance? No. 2 chances? No. 3 strikes you're out? No. 4 chances this woman have given this man where he's not paying his rent on time. He's giving her bits and pieces of this because he's spending all his money on prostitutes. You got to pay somebody to touch you. How sad is that? Oh, how sad is that? Or the only reason why a woman is with him is because he has a car and he gets a paycheck every week. They're not, how you say, he can't pull a good woman. Remove the car. You know what I say? If he could pull a good woman, I want to see him meet a woman the way he met me when he had nothing. Now that's pulling a good woman. When you have nothing and she's willing to work with you. He's not pulling no good woman. The car is pulling it. His income is pulling it. His SSI check is pulling it, honey. He's spending money on that. Believe me, he's shelling it out. He ain't pulling nothing decent. Okay? Trust and believe. Anyway, his landlady, what happened? She went to the extreme because she was so fed up. So you can see it's not because I was a bad wife. I didn't do what Jehovah God told me to do as a woman. Everywhere this man goes, people are kicking him out. What does that tell you? They're kicking him out. The last one, Miss Audrey, she even came downstairs with a broomstick where she was ready to wail his head out because he made her feel threatened. So you can't sit up there and say, well, maybe you weren't a good wife. Well, maybe you wasn't doing what you were supposed to do as a wife. Like the Bible says, I already told you, sweethearts, I am a Proverbs 31 type of woman. But, you know, in a relationship, it takes both of you. You both got to work on this. Both of us. I was doing 90%, 95. He was doing like 5%. That's why my marriage did not work. And I was still fighting like hell to try to save my marriage. Oh, are you kidding? No. Because once I found out concrete, when I had the concrete, like, you know, I said he sold his ring. And then I bought him another one because I didn't have concrete evidence that he cheated. Once I had concrete evidence, and how did I get it? Because he had talked to the elders in the congregation. He admitted that he cheated. The moment he told the elders that he cheated, I knew this is concrete evidence. I'm done. I'm done. Okay? It wasn't me just sitting up there guessing anymore. He admitted it to the elders of the congregation that, yeah, he was unfaithful and he cheated. Once he said that, I wanted these. The second ring that I bought him, give it back because this is done, son. It's done. Now, what he could have tried to work for is trying to at least keep my friendship, because in this world, tell me something, am I right or wrong? This day and age, it's hard to find quality friends, am I right? So when you find someone who's a quality and a good person and a good friend, somebody who you know is going to have your back no matter what, shouldn't you try to hang on to that? But because he has TBI, traumatic brain injury, he's even too stupid to try to hang on even to that. And the reason I don't see him right now is because he owes me $1,250. So he's dodging me out. He's hiding like crazy. He's hiding because let you owe him money? Honey, he'll chase you down to the end of the earth. You have to move or get a new address. So as far as I'm concerned, he's a thief. He's a thief. I don't want him in my house. I don't want him around my friends or my family because he's a thief. He has more than enough money. He gets over $3,000 a month. Okay? $3,000 a month, and he ain't hardly paying nothing. He lives in a crack house. He pays $450 for a crack house. Out of $3,000, you can $3,000 a month, and you take out $450. You got more than enough money to pay me back. He has more than enough to pay me back. Okay, but he wants to play it like that. But guess what? I ain't mad, because as long as he owes me, he'll stay away from me. Right? He's always gonna hide. He's gonna hide.
Powering off.
He's gonna hide. So, and the thing about it is, sorry. Even if he was to try to come and pay me back, I wouldn't even accept the money. And if he gave me the money, you know what I would do with it? I would take the money and I would tear it up in his face. I would tear it up. You know why? Because I want him to understand it was never about the money. It was never really about the money. It was based on the principle of it, man. It was based on the principle. Does he understand principle? He doesn't understand. Any woman that he deals with, will she understand? Of course not. Because anytime a woman is with him, she's brain dead, or she's a junkie or drug addict. Ain't nowhere in the world he gonna pull a good, smart woman, because if she's good and she's smart and she got common sense, she wouldn't be with him. The only reason why he was with me is because I was following horoscopes. That's the only reason. These women out here ain't following no damn horoscope. So any woman that he's with, something's wrong with her. Trust me. Trust and believe. I had to sit up here and set matters straight because I had one of the people, you know how you at the comments, you write these comments, and this person sat up there and said, believe me, girl, he ain't thinking about you. He's doing him. And yeah, he could pull good women. He can't pull nothing. That paycheck can pull it, and that car can pull it. Take all of that away. Okay, let's see what he can pull. Really? And any woman that he could pull, trust me, she's not mentally healthy. Something is wrong with her. Anytime you want to be with a crackhead, anytime you want to be with someone who look like that, no teeth in his mouth, hair all crazy, twisted all up, walking all lopsided, no. You see, the only reason why he got me, I had an off day, okay? And because he said he was a Taurus, and his mother was a Capricorn. Because if he would have said anything, like people say, how did you end up with something like him? Everybody says that. Because they look at him and then they look at me and they be like, what? What? And I have to explain it to them. I was following horoscopes, which I never should have been doing anyway. That's it. Because that sucker would have never been a part of my life if he didn't say the right sign. But trust and believe. So any female that he's with, I know she's garbage. She's garbage because ain't no quality woman going to be with nothing like him. No quality woman is going to be with anything like him. Something's wrong with her up here. Believe me. Anyway, let's get back to this. Hold on. I got to reconnect. This is my speaker.
Powering on.
You know?
Battery is full. Ready to pair.
Paired?
Paired.
Okay, let's go back.
Indicated, let's get together. Yes.
Sexy.
Yes, hey, like, yeah, like, how are you? Oh, I just got out the shower type of stuff. Like, let's meet up, go to a hotel.
How deep into the marriage were you before you started to see that kind of thing?
It was small stuff, so I just kind of let it go because I just believed everything that he told me. So when he told me it wasn't nothing, I believed him like it was the Bible. Like, I just followed what he said.
Mr. Jefferson, do you care to respond to that?
Excuse me, there is a message for for the cell phone. We were separated at the time when I had a cell phone. Because at the time, my parents, her parents bought us a cell phone and then cut me off the lines.
Did you hear what she said? She said the reason why I did everything that he asked me to do is because I believed him like he was the Bible.
Excuse me, there is a message for you.
Okay, there's more I got a lot of messages coming in. Okay, so she believed him as if he were the Bible. That's a woman trying to have faith in her man, trying to have faith in her husband, the way the Bible says you're supposed to try to treat men. You can't, no.
I wanted to make sure I had a cell phone for getting jobs and everything. So,
So you were on a break.
We was on a break. Yeah, when I had a cell phone, we was on a break.
Why did you go on a break? What was happening before the break that made the break necessary?
I believe that we got the argument, and then she was like back and forth, and then.
Do you know why?
No, nope.
You don't have any clue. Were you arguing all the time?
Yeah, we was arguing.
What were you arguing about? Was it about trust? Was it about dinner? Was it about money?
It was about trust. It was about trust.
On your part?
Yeah, on my part, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So, when you say all that happened while I...
Tell me something, why would you be having an argument in your relationship about trust? It's because somebody violated that trust. Am I right or wrong? Somebody did something where you can no longer trust them. Whether it's the man or the woman, you know what I'm saying? You sit up here, you cut somebody's throat, stab them in the back. You know what that means, cheat. Cutthroat. That's a cutthroat type of person. Cutthroat. Tell me how you going to feel if you're hanging out with somebody who's a cutthroat. They're ready to cut your freaking throat. And when they say cutthroat, the reason they use that terminology is cutthroat. They don't care whether you live or die. Because when someone cuts your throat, you could probably hold it and try to make it to the hospital. You might live or you might die. That's the same thing when it comes to cheating. You have so many people who have committed hara-kiri because of cheating. You have had so many people who are in psychiatric units to this very day because they couldn't handle the cutthroat, the cheating, the stabbing you in your back. That's a rotten thing to do. That's why I've never, ever, and Jehovah God, Jesus Christ is my witness, I've never cheated on someone. If I felt this relationship is not working, I would dead it. I'm ending this, letting you know it's over, okay? It's over. And if I'm married, no other man will ever touch me until my divorce is final. Because cheating, cutting someone's throat and stabbing them in the back is beyond a rotten thing to do. What did Judge Lynn say? Horrendous. It's horrendous. She uses that word a lot. It's horrendous. It's beyond rotten and grimy and lowlife and gutter. It's just, please.
Was on a break, there was some infidelity going on before the break that caused the break.
Yes, ma'am.
Don't make me work so hard. Do you know what I mean? Just go ahead and say, when were you first unfaithful to her?
Probably 2 years into the relationship.
2 years into the relationship. Was this an ongoing situation that you had, that multiple women, one woman that kept cropping up in?
Have you noticed that? Because I've been listening to a couple of these shows with divorce court and Judge Lynn, and she always asks these men or women, how long was it before you cheated on your partner? And it's usually, majority of the time, like 90%, 2 years, after 2 years. It used to be after 7 years. It used to be the 7-year itch. You ever heard of that? You know, back in the, it's called the 7-year itch. After 7 years, a person usually kind of goes straight. It ain't 7 years no more. After 2 years, 2 years, they're ready to cut your throat.
Your relationship, or did you have several missteps with different women?
No, it was just one.
Just one.
Your Honor, no.
Ms. Jefferson, why don't you tell me the truth?
Please, thank you. Your Honor, it was several women. Like, it was one instance where he was doing the thing on social media and he met up with these women, and one of them actually had the nerve to contact me when I was trying to find out where he was, because he disappeared for a couple of days, didn't contact anybody and let us know if he was safe or where he was. She contacted me with the nerve to tell me that, you know,
He's with me?
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Mr. Jefferson.
Hello? I don't understand how a wife is with a man who he hasn't been home for several days. A man who hasn't been home for several days? What? Really? If you haven't been home by a certain hour of time of day, you have to be in this house before 12 o'clock. No later than midnight in this household, this Christian household. We're all on God's team up in here. Anytime you're going to be past 12 o'clock midnight, because 12 o'clock midnight means it's the next day. It's the next day. Several days? Do I understand that? I don't. I'm not going to say I'm a know-it-all. I'm not a know-it-all because I don't understand what type of women put up with that. I don't get that. And then the fact of the matter that she said, how many people have you cheated with, blah, 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 blah. He said it was just one. So he was consistently with that one. That means he got feelings for her. You know, if a man is flouncing around with this hoe and that hoe and this hoe, he ain't feeling none of them. He's just doing it for the sex, and that don't mean nothing. But anytime he's hitting one hoe 2 and 3, 4 times, he's feeling that hoe. He's feeling her. He done caught feelings. It's no longer just about busting a nut. It's about, okay, I went to that same person. Yeah, because she knows what she's doing. That's what my ex-narc did when it came to, what's her name? Gloria? Oh, yeah, Gloria. He even called her name while he was asleep. You know, he was sleeping. Another reason why I knew he was not being faithful. See how the subconscious mind works? He would sit up there sleeping and whatever, and he was saying a whole conversation talking about Gloria. Gloria. I was like, Gloria? Who's this Gloria? Really? Yeah, whatever.
Did all that occur?
It's true. But at the time, we were separated because she was seeing somebody, a neighbor, and talking to them.
Were you seeing the neighbor?
Yes, I was. And that, but Your Honor, that was after years of him lying to me and already cheating on me, and I felt like enough was enough. And yes, we were separate.
Okay, so let's take a look at why she was with the neighbor. I'm not trying to support no woman, but she was honest. They said, were you with the neighbor? She said, she raised her hand. Yes, I was. Yes, I was. But you see, the reason why women do things and the reason why men do things is two different worlds. Two different worlds apart, reasons. She cheated because after years and years and years of him cheating on her, she finally got tired. So actually, to be honest, she wasn't cheating. I really need to know my 2B's viewpoint on this. Tell me something. If your partner cheated on you first, even though you both are married or you agree to be exclusive, not an open relationship. We don't want an open relationship. We agree to that, okay? So if your partner cheats on you first, and then you go out there and have a side piece, would you say that you're cheating? Do you think that your partner, you know what I'm saying? I'm not cheating. Like I decided to have a side piece because he done cheated on me and slept with somebody else. Let me tell you why I don't see myself as cheating. Because we agreed that this relationship is exclusive and not open. We agreed to that. Am I correct? Just checking. I want to make sure. But the moment you whipped out your penis and stuck it in somebody else, yo, son, this is no longer exclusive. You made it an open relationship. So in open relationship, there's no cheating. So anytime I went and got me another side piece, I still didn't cheat. I didn't cheat. How do you cheat in an open relationship? No such thing. Do you understand my logic? Like I told you, I'm logical, never emotional. I try my best not to be. Logic is this. You took what was exclusive, something that was supposed to be just you and me, he brought somebody or she brought somebody else into the relationship. He whipped out his private parts or she whipped out hers. And the moment you connected with that person that way, the moment you did that, it's no longer exclusive. It is now an open relationship. You made it open. And when it's open, whatever your partner do now, it's not cheating because it's open. You made it open. I put a lot of energy into this thought when I'm saying this to you. A lot of the things that I say to you, I'm putting all my energy into this because, talking like this is energy. I put all of my all into this for you, for us, to heal you. Come on. Let's get back to this, but I need your comments. Would you consider that cheating if somebody cheated first and then you went up there and got yourself a side piece? They made it an open relationship. Open relationships is not considered cheating. Hello.
At that time.
So you were separated in such a way that you felt that you had the right to see other people, right?
Yes, Your Honor. At one of the times that we were separated during my lowest moments, I did step out, and then at that time it made me dislike myself as a person even more, and then that's when I started feeling like, well, maybe we're not meant to be together.
Mr. Jefferson, why do you think you ended up getting separated? Is it that you don't know, or you just don't want to cop to it? Because I'm feeling like you just don't want to cop to it.
No, it's the truth. Stuff happens. It's my fault. I mean, I apologize. It's my fault. You know what I'm saying?
I guess the question then becomes, do you want to let it go now? You're in here on a divorce proceeding. Do you want this to be the end of it?
No, I don't want to let it go. She want to let it go. We got 4 kids, so I'm not trying to let it go.
You're not trying to let it go?
Nope.
What are you trying to do?
So tell me something. He's saying, I'm not trying to let it go. We got 4 kids together. I'm not. So when you have 4 kids together, why would you whip out your penis with someone else? You whipping out your penis with another woman. Did you not think about we have 4 kids? They ain't nowhere in the world. I'm going to mess up this marriage. No, he don't want to let her go because she's offering supply to him. She got 4 kids, so she ain't going to too many places. She's probably a good cook, a good homemaker. She probably, she's beautiful. She's full figured. She's fluffy. She's fluffy, and, fluffy and you can look at her and she looks very soft because Fluffy is soft. Like when he comes home, he could lay in her softness. He could just be like totally pampered and just loving the beauty of the woman. You know what I'm saying? Women are supposed to be soft. Fluffy equals soft. So she's good supply. He don't give a damn about, well, we have 4 kids, so I'm trying to work on this. No, he's trying to work on not losing his supply. Trust and believe. You look at her, you can tell she's probably a good homemaker.
Trying to work on it.
What do you think needs to happen in order for it to work out?
Building our trust.
Building on your trust.
Yes.
And who needs to work on that part the most?
Me.
Okay. I know you got married young, so I want to talk about what you expected as far as the roles were concerned and if your expectations were realistic.
Jobs I had, man, she'll stress me out to the point that I had to leave.
Sure, yeah, whatever.
My whole life has been dictated by someone else.
Yeah. Commercials. We hate commercials. Get lost.
Okay.
And I always want family first. I try to do everything I can, cleaning up, helping out with the kids, doing chores, doing everything I can.
So she just misread you.
Yeah, because when I decided to come back home, I decided that was my fault. It was my
What
job.
was your fault?
Not my fault. It was my job to take care of the kids.
So did you leave school to take care of your responsibilities?
Yes.
But for those responsibilities, would you have remained in school?
Probably so.
What was he failing to do that made you believe that he became a priority and that you and your family were secondary in his existence?
Your Honor, he signed up for a gym membership, which is great, but he didn't consult me first. He signed a contract and we weren't financially stable to be able to pay for that and to also pay for our rent and to do other things for our children.
Did you sign up for a gym membership and financially you weren't cool?
Nah, I was good with it. I was working at the time. I was working full time. And I put her in a gym membership too. She could use it too.
Yeah, but when you say work.
So when you think about he signed up this gym membership, he said, not only for me, but she could use it too. And when you look at the marriage, she is fluffy. So what he's trying to say is that he's not attracted to his wife's body. She needs to knock off some poundage and whatever, even though when he met her, she was fluffy like the way she is. He stepped to that. Okay? But he got the gym membership. He was trying to subliminalize, send a subliminal message to her. Baby, you're too fat. I want to, her face is beautiful. She's beautiful. But he feels that her body is not up to par. But let me tell you something. No. I don't like shallow men like that. I don't. And I know you got to have attraction and all of this. Like with my ex-narc, my ex-husband. His body was horrible. He didn't have no muscles in his body. His arm was twisted up like his fist, how he's always bent and it's like this and all this. And then the left side, the right side, or whatever, the left side of him was his legs was all messed up. And when you look at his feet, his toenails was all crazy. I didn't care about what his body looked like. So he should never, my ex-narc should never, ever try to criticize a woman for her body. Really? He needs to take off all of his clothes and stand in front of a mirror. Not one muscle in sight. When he walks down the street, he walks like a broken horse. Like a horse with a limp, like that. He looks, really? You have absolutely no teeth in your mouth. Where smoke so much drugs, all your teeth have fallen out. And you actually want to sit up here and criticize a woman based on her body? Do you honestly believe that you are in a position or you have the right? Take off your clothes, look in the mirror, sweetheart, for real. I'm like, is he serious? With the way his body looks, no muscles, disabilities, that's why he can whatever. And then you got mental things where you can't figure nothing out. He can't figure nothing out on his own. He got to constantly go to other people. And you want to sit up here and try to tear other women down? Talking about, well, her face is pretty, but her body wasn't this. What about what your body looks like? What does your body look like? Tell me something. I bet you when she walks down the street, she doesn't look like a camel or a broken horse. He's in no position to try to criticize anyone else. I gotta keep saying this. Are you serious? That's called delusional. Delusional, which is like narcissists anyway. They're delusional. They got this grandiose, I'm great, I'm fabulous. No, sweetheart. Maybe that applies in other people's men. Not you. Not you. Take a look in the mirror and don't stop looking in that mirror until you become a decent human being. Stop criticizing other women, trying to tear them down because they got this wrong. How many things you got wrong? Me and my family, we never said anything mean or harsh to him, even if we may have been thinking it, but we never said it. We never said it loud. Take Take a look in the mirror, son.
How deep was your paycheck?
I was working. We was living at our parents' house at the time.
Yeah, but how deep was your paycheck?
How deep was your...
It wasn't deep, but I had enough money over for a gym membership.
A gym?
Just because you can manage to pay for something doesn't mean you can't afford it. And here's what she was saying. That was a very self-centered thing to do. Because if you're living in somebody's parents' house, you don't have your own home. You're not providing a roof. She wanted her own home. She wanted a roof. She wanted to have a couple extra dollars in the bank if somebody needed braces or if somebody needed, you know, some...
Let's move it forward. Commercial. Yeah. Bye. We don't care.
Man business. That's not, you know, oh, I'm not going to put myself out there because there might be a problem on the back end. Do you know what I'm saying?
I understand.
Oh, Mr. Jefferson. I'm trying to gather myself and find energy to enable you and to prompt you because you want to stay, but you don't even... You're one note. And I know this is an unusual circumstance. It's an odd place to be. Nobody wants to beg publicly, but if I was about to lose my wife, who's going to walk off with the 4 kids, I would be a little more sprightly in my responses and a little more... Give me something.
But unfortunately, she's not going to walk with the kids. I had the house.
It's his father's house, Your Honor.
I live there, so the kids going to stay with me.
The response to that is so jacked up.
And I'm going to take care of my kids.
That was the most jacked up response you could have given. So I got the logistics wrong. That's not the point. You told me you wanted to save this marriage. You told me you wanted to give your children a 2-parent household. You told me you wanted this thing to work out. You told me you would do it whatever's necessary. When I'm telling you, you got to at first look like you wanna, and you correct me on some logistics. The kids are going to stay with me. What the heck? Why would she want to stay? Do you understand what I'm saying, Mr. Jefferson?
I understand what you're saying.
Wow. Mrs. Jefferson, the remainder of my time, I want to speak with you.
She wants to speak about privacy. In other
What's
words,
a deal breaker after 15 years of marriage and 4 kids together? Share your opinion on Twitter and Instagram at Divorce Court. Wants it.
Your Honor, my favorite place in the whole wide world is the beach. And one of the times where he decided to leave and disappear, he took another woman on a trip to the beach. And he spent that money on her, and they stayed at a hotel room. And I had the pleasure of seeing the photos of them together.
And you say he spent that money?
On the
$285 on the other woman?
Yes, ma'am.
Where did you get the number 285 from?
It's just the estimate that I
Mr. Jefferson, were you off on a dalliance with another woman? In a hotel?
Were you?
And you used family funds for?
No, it wasn't family funds, but it's true.
What do you mean it wasn't family funds?
This is extra money I had.
You ain't got no extra money when you're married with 4 kids.
I know.
Ain't no such thing.
It was bonus money. It was a gift.
It was a gift?
Yeah.
Now you just making stuff up. You know what I'm saying? Now you just making stuff up. It just sounds silly. There's this concept in the law. I mean, sometimes the law can be a beast and an ugly thing. And typically, there's no fault divorce and everybody splits it down the middle. But some states, seeing how wrong that was, imposed a notion known as marital misconduct. In other words, like, if you guys got $1 million between the two of you and you spend half of it gambling, they're not going to let you split the other half when you're divorced. She gets the whole other half because you shoot away that money doing things that are maritally inappropriate. So you shouldn't be able to spend that money and then take half of what she's got left. So it's an idea that you can't spend money doing bad things and take that away from the marital assets. You ain't got no assets, but you will get the $285. I'm going to tell you that much. Just on the whatever. Having said that, I will say this. Mrs. Jefferson, I was going to fuss at you early on about there is no such thing as happily ever after. There is no such thing as did I get the right guy? You know, you get a good guy, you get a decent guy, and then you have to work at the marriage. There's no magic. But it's too late for that. You got 4 kids, you beautiful as all get out. What you need to do is make sure that you are focused on your educational and employment situation, so you and your children can be fine. Always make sure he pays his child support.
Thank you.
Because you're going to go upward and onward and forward. He's not to be trusted. He doesn't have the character that is necessary to be a good husband. He just doesn't. He does what he wants, when he wants, and he doesn't, even in the throes of a divorce that he says he doesn't want, he doesn't come in here and come clean and come correct and come hard and come willingly. He's over there, hemming and hawing and not telling the truth, and we were on a break and can't say, hey, I was a bad dude, but I'm better now. So you're better off. $285 isn't much to get started with, but child support. Get a gig. Always allow him to see his children.
Yes,
always encourage that relationship between him, and you need to be a better person. This matter is adjourned. $280.
Oh, she gets the $285, which is nothing. But like I said, if I wanted to, I could take my narc, because he owes me $1,250. $1,250, and I'm making a record of it right here. No, he thinks I forgot, but guess what, honey? He could keep the $1,250. If it's going to keep him away from me, I can work with that. I can live with that. Because he automatically know, if you ain't coming to me with money, don't even talk to me. And I already know him. He's cheap. He's stingy. He's never, ever going to pay me that money. And that's a blessing. That means that I never, ever have to put up with him again. As long as he owes me money, he's always going to be dodging out and all of that stuff. That's a plus. You see, you have to recognize when God gives you blessings. Him owing me money, that's a blessing. It really is. Now, we've both seen what went down here with Jefferson versus Jefferson. She told him, let this clown go. Come on. He's never going to measure up. He's never going to be a good man. He's never going to treat you right. You see, a lot of times people think that it's me being harsh or judgmental. That's just the way she thinks. No, I think like educated people think. This woman is a judge. So you know she done had some schooling. You know she went through being prime and proper and etiquette and being sophisticated. She has a how you say, healthy self-esteem. I'm among the elite. She's one of the elite. I think like elite people who are of the higher crowd. Anybody who could sit up there and tell me, you got to work with your marriage. You got to try to get... Those are low-class people. They don't belong in our club of the elite. This is a judge, okay? I can show you other judges that are even men who are saying, dead this, man. That's the kind of the sharks I try to swim with. You see, someone like my narc, he can't swim with the sharks. He can't stomp with the big dogs. This is big dog. He can't roll with this because this has morals. This has values. This has decency. This is all about living right and doing right. Certain people can't roll with us, man. I feel wonderful. I feel like I'm Harvard. I feel like I'm Yale, Princeton, Columbia University. I feel like I'm just totally, how you say, what do they call those universities? Those universities are like the elite, the prime, the highest. Morals, values. We live on the honor code. Honor. Honor means that you value decency. Oh yeah, they call those Ivy League. I am totally Ivy League. Am I bragging or saying I'm grandiose? No. But the fact of the matter, the truth is the truth. It is what it is. I am elite. I am a part of the Ivy League. I went to Columbia University anyway. I used to work there, so I got a chance to take some free classes and get my educated from Columbia University, Ivy League. And my ex-narc, he got a chance to actually play in my little field, me with that. And like I said, it was an off day, honey. If his mother wasn't a Capricorn, he wasn't a Taurus, he would have never, ever been a part of this elite Ivy League. Never. He tried to see if he fit in this. He didn't fit. You see where he's at, right? Back on crack. Back in the gutter. Where he fits in. You always have a choice. This is Sheila True Love. Hey, hang out with the elite, honey. Stay away from the gutter.